Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lady Universe and I'm White and Nerdy. And sticking with my routine of movie reviews for right now, I can't help but strangely get the feeling that I've seen this movie before, and then when I finally got enough to check it out, I was kind of surprised of how kind of bad that it was, truthfully. Of course, when I watched this, I came down with either the cold or the flu, so yeah. But there is no introduction to the man, myth, and legend of Roald Dahl, as he has written some brilliant books that have been turned into movies. Matilda, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Big Friendly Giant, or BFG, no Doom fan, not Big Fucking Gun, and of course a lot of other books he has written. One that always escaped me, which I think I might have read at one point, but for the life of me I cannot remember. Fantastic Mr. Fox. This has been turned into a movie back in, I believe, 2008 and was considered a phenomenal film at the time of its recording, as it got a lot of international superstars to be in this. It was a career hasn't exactly taken off just yet for some of them, but some of them would get a bigger career. We have Batman, George Clooney, Meryl Streep, quite Owen Wilson, Willem Dafoe, Bill Murray, and of course Jason Schwartzman. Big name to work on this movie, which it has been credited that bringing basically puppetry to life, which, okay, I can give it that it had some unique animation style going for it. But I have to give my honest opinions on this, so I am reviewing, of course, fantastic. So I'm going to review, of course, the film that basically made its film debut almost 20 years ago, believe it or not, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right. I'm, of course, reviewing Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinions about how I feel about this phenomenal animated style movie. So I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the everything else in between about how I feel about this phenomenal film that did come out during the late 2000s. They always say that curiosity killed the cat. I wonder if the fox would kill the lazy universe. Anyway, this is just my honest opinion, retrospective, and review, and overall, over, whatever, over perspective, overview, whatever, of Fantastic Mr. Fox. Good news, I did not waste any money in buying this. This was free. Maybe it should have been worth my soul. So, anyways, I'm going to tell you guys and also review Fantastic Mr. Fox for y'all and give you guys my basically perspective and review of it. So, let's jump into the foxhole, into the animated universe, and to the mind of Roald Dahl. This is my review and retrospective of Fantastic Mr. Fox. So, for those of you that don't know, Mr. Fox is actually a criminal. He's a criminal mastermind that teams up with his wife to take down criminals and crime and steal from people, as he reportedly is a legend in the field as being one of the best of fox thieves, and going around stealing what he can from other people and various other things. It is until his wife revealed that she's pregnant, cutting to 12 years later, or 2 years later, where they end up retiring from the field and end up retiring as criminals. As Mr. Fox is trying to make a new life for himself, he's trying to relinquish what he once have lost, and he's trying to make up for the past deeds that he had done. But of course, Mr. Fox has a son, voiced by Jason Schwartzman, who he pays no attention to, no ideas to, and just above all, just kind of ignores him in the progress of everything that he's been doing. It is until he has a plan to steal from the Boges' chicken house and recommend himself to some chickens, which will give people the popularity and food that they need in order to survive. Which I'll admit for this film, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, it is an actually beautiful looking film. The animation style is pretty damn decent. However, the story just doesn't hold up. Now, granted to the people watching this, I've never read the book. I've never, as far as my knowledge, have read the book Fantastic Mr. Fox, so I cannot compare and contrast what's the same and what is different. But being a fan of the Roald Dahl film, Matilda and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, respectively, and also Disney's Big Friendly Giant, which if people haven't seen that, you really should. And also, in case people are wondering, yes, I will review Wonka. I'm just not gonna tell you when. So, yeah, it was in the fact that Fantastic Mr. Fox story is kind of one that you've seen before. If you're a fan of movies like me, you've seen this plot before. A thief, criminal, whatever, retires from the game and ends up joining it later on back in the field. There are so many films out there that copy the same exact thing. And again, I'm not trying to repeat myself, but I've never really read the book. Although I think that I did, but I just cannot for the life of me remember. So I have nothing to compare and contrast off of. Besides, aren't comic books more fun to read than actual books? I mean, there's so many words in actual books nowadays, and there are pictures. And pretty much that's the plot of Fantastic Mr. Fox. Well, for the most part, it's that he's a criminal who once was a famous criminal. As we all know, the old myth of Fox being fantastic thieves. Uh, you know, he and his wife were once brilliant criminals who, once they had their son, they ended up leaving a community of criminalization and basically trying to reform themselves, only for Mr. Fox to go back into the criminal organization just so he could feed his family, and also so he could feed everybody that he knows. It is kind of a wonderful story. That the thing is, it's like, shouldn't this be like the bad guys, where it's a bunch of criminals who end up becoming heroes instead of villains? Wouldn't that be so much more of an interesting concept? Well, unfortunately, no. They decided that that was not going to be the case with this one. However, there's kind of a little bit more of the story, but it follows Fox's son, believe it or not, which is, I think it's cousin in the movie. And Jason Schwartzman, don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant actor, and a brilliant voice actor if you've seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but here, it's just like they were like, Jason, you're a brilliant man. You are a wonderful actor. You're a wonderful comedian. You are just everything wonderful. Could you maybe take away that spark of charm that you have in this movie and just throw it out the window with the rest of it? That would be great. We don't need your charm much more longer in this film. Whoever said that should be drowned, gagged, and then they should witness the most underrated torture of all, watching whatever they think that the worst movie of all time is, just to kind of put into perspective of what is the worst film of all time. Now again, the animation is beautiful and top notch actually, but it's the story that really begins to lose me. The story is just so bland. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. It's just so bland. It's one and original. If you've seen it once, you've seen it before. So, like I said, yeah, there's a big plot about Mr. Fox and his son actually does bond with his cousin and begins to really understand him and begin to see that, yeah, they're more one and the same than they realize. And then, as if you couldn't see it coming fresh out of the book, once Mr. Fox and everybody start to begin, a new life together, humanity or the humans have to come in and destroy it. So then it becomes a story about Mr. Fox doing the right thing. What's right? What is right in the world? What is he supposed to do? What is he made to do? As he finds out his true calling. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but Mr. Fantastic Fox is just kind of a bland movie. With great animation, yeah, but the story is nothing too far short of original. It's been done before. It's actually been done to death, so to speak. If you've seen it once, you've seen it before. About a person who retires only to go back into the field just once more. Probably the most popular example of this is not just Rocky Balboa and also the Creed movies, but also probably the Rambo films in general. Think about it. Rambo technically retired in a sense from the war. He had done with the war, he'd done with the whole thing, but then, after First Blood, he dragged right back into it once more again. So you can kind of see the comparison here. And yet, it just doesn't feel fresh. Again, the animation is beautiful. As a guy that loves animation, this is pretty great. It's kind of like a combination of like the stop motion animation from both Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas kind of had a baby, and that's actually a loving praise for it. But I've seen this animation style before. If you've ever seen fairy tales or something like across the world, it used to be on HBO. It used to be a great series that used to have a bunch of different animation styles all combined into it. But yet, it's just what it is, and it's pretty bland, so to speak. But truthfully, it also feels like it's been stitched together. It took in like other ideas, maybe from the book, but also other movies as a total, and tried to stitch something together that seems pretty unique, but feels like it's been done before, and that you just seen it, that you have to kind of roll your eyes at it and go, "Oh, this film again," kind of category. So, which is why my Funko Pop rating of Fantastic Mr. Fox is going to be a Bride of Frankenstein or just a Bride. It feels something. It feels unique, but at the same time, it's just not. I mean, the plot is very similar. You could smell it coming from a mile away. That you know what's coming. Aside from the animation and also the fantastic voice acting that this film has, it just feels like it's stitched together. So my Funko Pop rating of Fantastic Mr. Fox is going to be a Bride of Frankenstein or just the Bride. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. I'm a universe. I've already nerdy. Keep eating on. And let me know what you think about Fantastic Mr. Fox. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or do you agree with me that the animation is nice, but it's still not that original of a movie? Let me know in the comment section down below because I would like to hear your own thoughts and opinions on it. So, yeah. Now that I have caught up with movies now, I quite I question where my adventures and journeys might exactly take me to next, as I have so much stuff back here and also on my comic book shelf that I could talk about, and that I'm really kind of confused about where my adventures should take me next, and what I should review next, and I don't really know. I do. I have a wonderful, fantastic idea that you can do for a video, and it will be impressive. You'll be impressive, smart, something nostalgic that maybe some people out there have seen, and also at the same time, you will get to have the most fantastic vision of your life, my friend. And I can promise you that this will be the shining jewel that you have talked about. Also, how it came in last in your YouTuber subscriber poll. This is still something that you should probably check out and review, my friend. Oh yeah, like what? I know what you're talking about, but don't you think that I should review like Superman the animated series at least? I mean, my adventure with Superman season 2 just premiered not too long ago, and it would kind of be something different for people to kind of see. So why not like my like Superman the animated series, give people somewhat of a nostalgic throwback and kind of respect them version to that of my adventure with Superman that is just basically entered its second season and it's still doing pretty good. Yeah, no one cares about that. Maybe they do, but I certainly don't. I'm speaking for the other people here. What we want you to talk about is probably more anime. So why don't we talk about boobies? The people wonder why I don't let them host this show. Alright, I suppose it's better than nothing since I did promise that I would review this in June, so may as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this Rage Universe review. I believe you much. I want you to keep it on. Thank you for watching this Rage Universe review. And until next time, not only take care, but join me next time as we'll be talking about some wishy boobies.